Welcome to The Divide with Mike and Corey, two diehard baseball fans who don't agree on anything. Which side will you choose? This
Welcome
is
to The Divide with Mike and Corey.
That's your boy Todd Frazier.
Hey guys, I'm Julie Stewart-Banks.
Hey, what's up? This is Cliff Floyd. You can catch me on The Divide.
You can catch me on The Divide on Fox Sports The Gambler.
Hopefully our disagreements one day bring us all together. So stupid.
So corny. And so stupid. I hope our disagreements bring us together.
Yeah, I do. This is The Divide. And here we are, everybody. Welcome to The Divide live on Fox Sports The Gambler, 102.5 Philly, 104.1 Trentone, or you can find us on your favorite iHeartRadio app. Another week.
Are we really here?
What do you mean?
I don't know. Is all this real?
Is it? Is it like the
Could be
Matrix?
like a simulation or something?
Red pill, blue pill?
I'm starting to believe in all the Elon Musk crap.
I am
know?
so sick of hearing about Elon Musk.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's ever going to hear this.
You know
so
what-
it doesn't matter to
you
him,
know what's
but I
funny?
hate you. I don't have a reason. You know what? He's a fraud.
Right.
I sound.
I love that his last name is Musk because, like, you have a Musk type smell or
He
musky.
probably does. Man.
Yeah, he probably does.
It's cool. I think we've talked about this. I've definitely talked about this in my personal life, but I think we've talked
No.
about this on the show. Like,
You don't include me in.
dude, you want to be a billionaire, be a billionaire. But like,
Right.
why? Come on, man. You want to buy Twitter? That's fine, but stop
Mhm.
doing
Don't change
Twitter
the
things.
name. Yeah.
So, like, there's everything from him trying to be cheeky. You're challenging Zuckerberg to a fight, something that would never happen. Like,
right.
you're just doing You're Elon Musk, bro. You own Tesla, right? Isn't he like the owner of Tesla? Like,
Yeah.
you're always going to be in the news, man. You don't have to be this trendy dude that's just trying to grab headlines.
So
here.
not only did he change the name of Twitter to
Right.
X,
Which my
Notifications.
my phone updated
weird,
late.
right?
Like people that I work with New Jersey 12 always I
Mhm.
follow them on Twitter,
yeah.
and for some reason their Twitter alerts, like I get Twitter alerts from them. I've never signed up, but it just comes to my phone.
Mhm.
But they're never happy. It's never like,
No.
oh, person wins lottery. It's always like dead body found or person drowns in a lake or
Oh,
this is
man.
where this house fire was. Like,
Right.
so that's the running joke at work is like who gets the most morbid stuff. So anyway, long story short, I sent a screenshot to a person I work with, and they were like, how come your Twitter didn't change? Mine says X. And this was like a day or two before I finally did. I'm like, maybe it won't update.
Oh, wow.
And then it updated. Now it says
Elon's
X.
like, there's one guy, one holdout. Yeah, it's weird. I'm like, why is Xfinity reaching out to me? Because it looks like my Xfinity app.
It's just
Uh,
dumb.
yeah, I don't enjoy it at all, for sure. Like, it's just weird. He even switched the retweet. It just says like reshare or something lame. And I was like, you couldn't think of a clever like.
Is it because I know there's internal problems. Like there's just more and more
course.
people that come out with Twitter that used to work there that just say it's a mess. It's
Yeah.
a show and a half. I wonder if he's just rebranding everything legally just because some stuff's
Like,
about to go down.
He put a giant X on the Twitter headquarters, and like,
Well, I saw they ripped
like
down
illuminated. Yeah, the bird's
Mhm.
dead. So
Oh god, it's
yeah,
dead.
it's
Oh,
dead.
no.
Another bird, two birds, one stone.
Oh, man.
One X. And then like, so they had this light up sign, and like the neighbors were complaining because like they couldn't even sleep. It was so bright. It was-
Really?
yeah, it was nuts, man. And then did you hear about SpaceX?
No?
Like apparently they punched a hole in the ozone. Like when they exited Earth, their last rocket, like shot a hole. Scientists are like, yeah, that's not good.
Wait a second. First
yeah,
of
you gotta
all,
look it up, man.
you can do that?
Elon Musk can do anything.
Oh, I hate this computer sometimes. I really do.
Yeah, you've been
Um,
struggling with that, my man.
I really am.
Computers
Space-
as a whole have been struggling because honestly, mine was messed up, and then I was producing a show, Swinging and Ding It, and Danielle's looked like her webcam and her computer looked like she was in 1993, like the original.
I saw
webcam.
that.
Yeah, you watched it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I saw, or not the whole. I didn't get a chance to do the whole thing, but I watched the clip of it, and I'm like, "What's going on with?"
Yeah.
her,
Oh, it gets worse. During the break, it was like she would laugh, and it was like
the good old days.
Um,
It says spaceship Starship launch dumped sand across South Texas. It's South Texas. Nobody cares about that. I don't see an ozone thing. SpaceX is the government funded, right? Or is that Elon's
That's
funded?
Elon. Everything
SpaceX
X
is Elon?
now, yeah.
Oh, man. Why do we need to keep going to space? You're not landing on the moon. We've already had this conversation, everybody. It's all fake. Just stop blowing your money.
It's all fake. It's not all fake.
Elon, the old picture of Elon Musk with his awful hairline.
Yeah,
And
man.
then his new picture with still not a great hairline. Like, he definitely did the realistic hair plugs where people maybe aren't sure whether he got hair plugs. It's good. It's good. Let's get the sports news. That's why you guys tune in.
I was trying to avoid it as much as
know
I
you
could.
were. Let's save your future bets. If you're putting the future money on the Mets, you definitely want to save your money for at least the next 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
A lot of people coming and going for the trade deadline. Ohtani was the biggest name out there. We said last week. Obviously, there was no movement on that. The two of the biggest, arguably the bigger names, both came from your starting pitching lineup, and that's Verlander going back to Houston
and Mad Max.
Scherzer being shipped off to the Texas Rangers.
Look, I understand it. I even predicted it right after our Xfinity Live event. I was like, after they lost that heartbreaker to the Phillies, I was like, hey, look, like Stevie Cohen could go this route, like, and buy these amazing, amazing prospects that are throughout Major League Baseball by throwing money at him.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he did. I mean, Gilbert alone, Drew Gilbert, that we got from Houston, the Mets got from Houston, he's the number one prospect, number 68 in all of baseball. He's now our number one prospect just by osmosis. So to give you an idea of how bad, their number 4 prospect is now our number 2 prospect in all of our farm system, and that's Ryan Clifford. So we got those 2 guys. The Mets got those 2 guys for the JV trade, but also $52 million went to Houston with Justin Verlander to pay for most of that contract. So we're now paying. I mean, Steve Cohen is now paying for those 2 prospects. So that's like, $28 million each.
You're on the other end of a real Moneyball situation.
Yeah, it's bizarre. So Max and $33 million went to Texas for Acuna's little brother, who Ronald Acuna said that he's in better shape at a younger age than Ronald was. So Ronald's very excited. He had a cryptic tweet, or I guess an X or whatever we call it now, on Xer. I don't even know what you call it, right?
Why X? Yeah. Why? I just, you know what? I don't want to spend.
But also, like, you should have thought about like rebranding like we all call it a tweet, like, and we all call it a retweet. Like, so you should have a re-X and X. Like
you bought Twitter. Like, that's like you just. Dude, why do you have to rebrand it? Nobody cares. They're already using it.
And then Robertson, the Mets also got rid of their closer, and that's what stemmed Max to leave. But that was for 2 19-year-old prospects. And look, they were happy with the return. Epler was getting praised all throughout baseball. Mikey Hughes from Chicago, our buddy, he came on Powers Parlays, and he was like, look, I this is good. He interviews a lot of the minor league players, and he knows the minor leagues like nobody else I've ever met in baseball. So it was really cool to get his perspective of everything the Mets did. But dude, the funniest part is not that the Mets are rebuilding. It's they refuse to admit that they're rebuilding, and they're calling it a reboot. So it's like when your girl's like, we're not broken up. We're on a break.
We're on a break.
Yeah, we're seeing other people. Like, bro, it's over. It's over.
I just don't. At this point in time, is anybody gonna smack the Mets and just say like this was dumb? What you did was dumb. I understand the high praise, and it was high praise. You took a risk, you spent a lot of money, and you just weren't getting it done. You guys were losing these games, and you should have been losing. But I think call it what it is. Like you're in uncharted territory right now. And we had a conversation the other day where it's like, you said, great, we're paying for these guys to go win somewhere else, and it's yeah, but you could be paying them to lose in New York. I'd rather pay just to get away than to keep paying them to lose.
Well, I love and hate it. And here's why. Because you never know with prospects. To give you an idea.
Right, correct.
Russell Wilson was drafted 140th in the 2010 draft.
Right.
Doesn't even play baseball.
No.
Right? The Rockies drafted him. After that, Jacob deGrom, Jock Peterson, Chris Bryant, and Aaron Judge were all drafted. Judge was drafted in the 935th overall pick by the A's, which is nuts, which is absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
And, Chris Bryant, 500. Jock Peterson in the 300 rounds, and Jacob DeGrom,
Yeah, I mean,
272.
I feel like baseball is
Yeah.
above any other sport where you really have these diamonds in the rough where you
yeah.
legit don't know. I mean, football is bad enough with your crystal ball trying to figure out who's going to work out and who's not. And you have these Ryan Leafs, these sure bets that get drafted first round that don't do anything.
Mhm.
Baseball is even more insane trying to predict that.
Yeah.
I mean, and you look like you going all the way back to Yankee history here. One of the original packages to get Alex Rodriguez to the Yankees included a prospect that played second base down in the minors, and that happened to be Robinson Cano.
Yeah.
No, thank God that deal didn't come to fruition, and they ended up
Exactly.
playing together. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, with prospects, you really just
Sharing
don't know.
needles together. That's such an evil.
Aha! I see what you did there. It was, that was perfect.
That was
too. My
great.
God,
That was great.
awesome.
Like, thank God they met each other because they shared
Seriously.
secrets and
I just
Balco. And
oh my God.
now I sound like Brace just ripping on our guy. No, I mean it's all factual. You know, it's crazy, man. Like that's the fear of it all. You could break it down and then in 2 years still not have anything. So what I'd like to focus on is the fact that the Mets still have a really good lineup. You know, despite losing those two pitchers, Senga's still there. You know, if we could get anything going, the Mets could get anything going. You could see something going on, but dude, it's too funny, man. It's just too funny. But
well, let's switch over to Philly. Philly ended up grabbing two nice little additions at the trade deadline. Michael Lorenzen, he's both a starter and a reliever. I mean, you can kind of try to place him wherever. Right-handed pitcher.
No.
Okay. I mean, but still add into your arsenal. And the Rodolfo Castro is the bat that they're kind of looking to provide a little bit more runs. But these are two guys that they had their eyes on. So it should be a good acquisition from Philly. Philly, you guys had a tough time against the Pirates over the weekend, man. This past weekend. This is
I like this move for the simple fact that one, they didn't have to overdo anything. They have arms, they have starting pitching, but it's nice to bring in a sixth guy to kind of be like, hey, somebody's job's on the line. You know what I mean? Like to get the guys going, get Aaron Nola going,
and it provides insurance at the same time.
Of course,
you
can never going down the stretch. You can never have enough starting pitching.
And I do like that you can play around with a little bit. You can kind of mimic your playoff feel, throwing some of these starters in the bullpen to see 100%. How they act. So I think it's smart, and I think that it's quietly Philly. You guys added towards your needs and exactly what you wanted.
Yeah, I just I look at the scenario and it's got vibes of last year, and and that's exciting for this city and Philadelphia, and to just be able to perform and watch your team and show up. I mean, like I said on last week's episode, and I've been saying this, like they're traveling too. They went to Pittsburgh, the fans, and they packed that place up. So it's really cool. It's a fun time for Philly. I feel like Philly, is going deep in the playoffs and everything they're doing. So this is a
nobody knows, but if you're looking at, I mean, you guys see the Nationals twice in a week and a half, so it should be smooth sailing, especially right into that wild card.
Well, I'm cracking up. David Robertson, just for reference, the Mets traded him to the Marlins. He's blown 2 back-to-back saves.
Good.
Yeah, it's just so
good.
It's so funny, dude.
That's what you get for going to a place you had no say in going
this
to.
Time he was, I think the other night it was a tie game in the 10th, but he blew it. So it's so great. It's hilarious, man. It's unreal. You can never predict baseball, and I don't know. But also the Mets lost on a balk the other day. I don't know if you saw that.
How was it a balk?
Ridiculous. I know.
Was it a balk? I feel like these
technically yes,
because you didn't step all the way. Oh, there's emotion towards the back.
Right.
I just feel like they're so like I
Right. It's not
Granted, to the untrained eye, I'm
Right.
barely noticing this on slow-mo for replay.
right.
You can't tell me a 50-something-year-old ump is seeing this.
But
Also,
to-
who called the ball?
to
Was it
end
the
the
second
game,
place
third
umpire?
base,
Was
third base,
Third base
third
called it?
base.
Get out of here. This is ridiculous. No.
Yeah, but
No.
But the problem is it was a pitch com issue. It wasn't so the catcher already he didn't call for time. He should have threw his hands up.
Yeah.
He didn't. He went like this and started walking out to the mound. So then he we didn't step off and it ended the game, which is the most ridiculous way to ever win a game. And the funniest part was Kansas City celebrated. They poured the water cooler on the guy. Like it's like come on.
I like that, though. I like that.
I like
It's
it.
stupid. I like that more than the bat flip. I do.
I-
because I feel like they're
yeah.
not celebrating. They're not saying we did a good job. They're celebrating how stupid that is.
I guess
They probably didn't want the game. Like if you're an athlete, even for playing recreational sports, you don't want a game to end that way. You don't. It's dumb. You go out there to compete. You don't want to win under a technicality.
Yeah,
Like, get out of here with
it's-
this garbage.
It's so weird. It's so weird. I feel like that should, and also umpires shouldn't want the game to end that way either. Like that. Pump your brakes. They didn't even like third baseman signals for it, and the run goes home, and the umpires walk off the field. They didn't even like talk to each other. I think the third baseman and the first baseman umpire like kind of met in the center, but the other four didn't. And I get it. I think the one was the crew chief, so it's his final say regardless. But yeah, man, no, like let's slow that down, like and just like not be reactionary because some of these umpires they love these new rules and they love to. That's a rule. Sorry, it's like
It's very like high school.
it reminds me of this.
S.
Yeah, it reminds me of those speed cameras and crap. Like now you can't even argue with it. It's so passive aggressive. Like you can't. Like it's like red light cameras, stuff like that. I feel like it's such entrapment. It's such. I get it. Maybe for the greater good, people are going to slow down unless people are going to pass away or get hurt in a car accident. But you're taking away employees. You're taking free money now because like it's once you go over 9 miles an hour, they just snap your picture and you get $150 ticket in the mail. It's ridiculous.
They still do that in Philly.
It's all over Philly, man.
I thought because New Jersey threw it out the window. They're like, get out of here.
Yeah,
garbage.
yeah,
Your
Philly-
gabagool.
Philly-
Like, that's how they talk in Jersey.
Philly fought it for a while, but it's all over Northeast Philly, and it's annoying. I don't even take the Boulevard anymore. In fact, today I saw a car blow up.
No, you didn't.
I did. I swear.
Like in real time, like
Yeah,
in
it's on-
action movies
it's
blow
on-
up, or was it like a slow
Oh,
fire?
dude, we heard it was a giant bang. We hit the corner, and this thing's just engulfed in flames. And luckily, the Philly Fire Department is the quickest fire department. Northeast Philly Fire Department. All their ladders, man, they're so quick. Their engines are out as soon as something happens. They were right there with the hose, ready for this thing to pop. So I got it on film. But the funniest thing is it's the aftermath. And I want you to tell me.
Hold on. What do you mean the funniest thing is the aftermath?
Because that thing.
Oh, it was awful. There was body parts everywhere. The car blew up.
No,
It was funny though, man. That aftermath, really.
Nobody was injured. I guess
Hey, you got to lead with that.
Yeah.
You just said a car blew up, and you're like, yeah, funny thing about it is the aftermath.
yeah.
All the phone calls we had to make to tell people that mom's not coming home tonight.
Jeez Louise. No, the aftermath of the car being on the side of our building now at work. And like I'm wondering how long until the city removes it. So I was asking people online, what's the over under on this car still being there?
Dude, you need to,
So every day I will
you
take
need
a
to
picture
use
of
that
it.
car to advertise.
Dude, it's
You need to sell more air conditioners.
Yeah.
Summer's got you hot.
but you can
Take a look
yo,
at this car.
this is how good the fire department is. They're like, yo, you may as well just leave every window open and every trunk open because people are going to try to open it if you leave it closed. So the trunk was left wide open, everything. I mean, the car's demolished.
Do they still does PC Rich? This sounds so terrible. You guys still do car installs, right?
Yeah, we do.
That's a great marketing. This is what happens when you let somebody else install your car radio.
I don't know, man. Like that's a slippery slope. But look,
That's guerrilla marketing right there.
yeah. Speaking of PC Richard and Son, dude, it's crazy. back to school starting, all this other stuff. Make sure you go to PC Return Son, get that new computer. I think Corey needs one before he goes back to school.
I hate this thing. I want to
Struggling
throw it out
right
the
now,
window.
man. But also like mattresses, like get that good night's sleep, especially for your kids. I was just talking to a parent today, and she's upgrading her kid's room, and I was like, get a better mattress. Like, he's 8 years old now. Get him a better mattress. And she was like, okay, we will. So like, it's, that's the time. Also, my in-laws just bought a new mattress with the adjustable bed.
So the adjustable bed, the next mattress we get is going to be adjustable. I'm going to. At first, I was like, what do I need it for? I need my own setting and my own adjust to like incline and all that other stuff.
Well, Tempur-Pedic has changed the game. They now added Bluetooth to it, so you could play music on your adjustable bed frame. And it sounds awesome. I swear. I think it uses like the mattress as a speaker or something. It just sounds unbelievable.
That'd be nice to set the mood.
Yeah, exactly.
Put on some music for you.
So one of the trainers were at a store, and he's like, I can't. He's like, stop texting me. I'm hooked up to the mattress. So I sent Marvin Gaye, "Let's Get It On." So it was a fun time. But check out PC Return Son. Get fitted for a mattress. Get fitted for a bed frame, especially a Tempur-Pedic one, like I just said. And go to PCRichard.com or to your local store. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, I have a new theme song I want to share with Corey.
Oh, please do.
We'll be right back on Fox Sports The Gambler. Oh. I did it because I saw you looking at the time.
No, you're fine, man.
Oh. We're still on YouTube.
Yeah. So dope. So I was looking at this like today in sports history, this August 4th, and a lot of stuff happened, you guys, but nothing I feel like talking about. It's so
on the air.
Boring.
Yeah, it is.
Well, you know what it is? This was August is always a big time for the Olympics, but this is not an Olympic year. So a lot of the stuff that happened in sports happened in Olympics. Although Rod Carew, let's see. California Angels singles off Minnesota's Frank Voila to collect his 3,000th career hit. That's worth mentioning. And then, of course, New York Yankees Phil Rizzuto. Rizzuto's not a word. He's a baseball player. Shortstop. He was inducted in the Hall of Fame.
It's also a year in, I guess, 3 years ago, Yoenis Cespedes just went missing. He just decided not to play for the Mets anymore.
He
went
took his
home.
horse and he went home.
Yeah, it was too funny, man.
Oh,
So
here's a good one.
I had him on a milk carton.
That's right. That was great.
That was great.
In 1995, following a suspension from the league for substance abuse, Mets outfielder Darryl Strawberry joins the New York Yankees and eventually helps the Bronx Bombers to win the 1996 World Series. You got it right.
Yeah. Also, the premiere of our beer pong tournament video went live today.
Oh, yeah.
1 year ago. So that was an awesome time.
That
dude.
was. He said he's doing it again.
He is. We're gonna fall. We're gonna load it up right now. He's taking his little league team, that is Todd Frazier, to the World Series and beyond. They're winning tournaments and championships. Then also he's announcing at the Little League World Series. So he reached out, and said we're definitely going to do another one. There's something else he mentioned that he wants to do. So whatever fundraisers and stuff, we're always there.
Do you remember in 2007, were we at Alex Rodriguez's 500 home run game? I remember we went to a Kansas City game. I even want to say he had an inside the park home run on the one we went to, but I don't think that was his 500th. I think it was that Kansas City series though.
I'm not sure, but yeah, I remember that game. I also remember
I was way too drunk, dude.
Jeter one. Was that for your birthday? That was your birthday.
The Jeter one was the bachelor party.
Right.
Jeter's last game.
Yeah.
Is that the one you were talking about?
Yes.
Were you at Jeter's? No, you weren't at Jeter's last game.
No, you went there. No, we went to a game and I got a pennant. And they put me on the big screen in the seventh inning or something.
No, this is in 2007. We would have met everybody.
We met at Stands or something, right? Yeah, I was there.
Fucking wasted.
Matt and what's his name were really obnoxious back then.
Oh,
Matt
yeah.
had his like frosted tip hair.
Yeah, it was annoying. But it was 2000. I don't know if it was that game or not, but that was back in 2007.
I love you, Matt.
Oh my God! Speaking of, actually, we'll get back.
That's way too. Yeah, 2007. You just unlocked like a.
Well, shit, man, that was. I can't do math.
That's right. Like Bert was dating the girl that had the same birthday as me, and I was annoyed by that.
I was just
Or
about to
the
say her
day-
name, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Pop
kick
up.
it back.
It's like
Let's kick it
Beetlejuice.
back.
Beetlejuice. Do you want me to play the new theme song?
Hold on, where are we going after this break, man?
I don't know. Where do you want to go? I want to talk about like how dare somebody sue Taco Bell?
Oh yeah, let's get into that.
All right, so I'm gonna play our new theme song.
You're listening to The Divide right here on The Gambler.
Diggy, diggy, dick, set the boogie, sit up, jump the boogie. With the bar, the bang, the dang, diggy, 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 set the boogie, sit up, jump the boogie.
What in the world? Why would you do that? Are we auditioning for like is there a Fox Sports The Gambler in like
With the
Kentucky?
ball, bang, dang,
What's going on here? What is that?
It was you know how I send like way too many memes and gifs like whenever I'm bored. Like when I was setting up this, I probably fired off like 10. There was one where it's like I'm trying to go to sleep in my brain, and it's
The bang, the dang, dang, diggy, diggy, dick, set the boogie, sit up, jump the boogie. With the bar, the bang, the dang, diggy, diggy, diggy.
That is
Also-
redneck karaoke.
Yeah, but Kid Rock is talk about a man who fell off the face of the earth. Thank God. He was annoying. He was like dirty. Remember, he also had that little guy that was with him, like he could rap. I think he died. What was that guy? Remember?
Oh my god! And he was like old. I forget he
Yeah.
had whatever the. This is gonna sound so
But
bad. The same disease Gary Coleman had. I think.
Yes, and it also like but Kid Rock at one point was on the same trajectory as like Eminem.
No.
Yeah, they
come
were collabing, dude. He
on.
was pretty big. Like I
Eminem
didn't.
did not collab with Kid Rock.
Yes, he did.
Stop it.
Don't tell me to stop it.
No.
Yes.
Eminem made fun of Kid
No,
Rock.
Eminem was on Kid Rock's album. I'm dead serious.
I gotta take to the internet.
Thank God your computer doesn't
gotta-
work. Also,
I
I
gotta-
sent you that article about the hole in the world. I was right.
You were right. I
Yeah.
saw it. I retract.
shot a
First of
hole
all,
in the world.
for the record, I never said you were wrong. I
Mhm.
just said I didn't see it on the computer
Okay.
on this 13-inch
I
monitor.
didn't know. I didn't know this was Welcome to the Divide, where Corey fact checks.
Oh
Mike's
my
notes.
God, he did collab. And,
Yeah, apology
oh,
accepted.
God. Do you remember the
man.
name of the song?
No, I hate American something.
Nope.
What is it?
F off. Only they don't say F.
No.
They say the actual.
Yeah, it was terrible. I mean, it was
Wow.
alright. I mean, anything with Eminem is
Didn't
awesome. But
Kid Rock go like he didn't? I don't think he fell off. He just went like country.
It went crazy too. Like he's a nut, man. I don't know.
Kid Rock
He's not really
partner.
country. He did that Sheryl Crow song. That was the last thing he did
Yeah.
that crossed over to anything.
Kid Rock's married to Pamela Anderson? Oh no, they married 2006. That was Jesus, computer.
What,
you are not
fact check. Like you're just giving
Kid. I'm trying to find that
decade
guy's
years
name.
old news like today. Welcome to the Divide.
What the hell was that kid's name?
Who cares?
Who cares? We're talking
yeah.
about Kid Rock for God's sake.
Let's talk about something we actually care about. And that's Taco Bell.
Oh my God.
Somebody's suing Taco Bell.
For what?
We've been through enough as a society the last 5 years. If you try to take Taco Bell away from us,
What could you possibly have to sue Taco Bell for?
right? Oh, I was drunk and the ingredients are wrong. Like, who cares, man? Did you really think that Taco Bell employees or even Taco Bell in general, like, was actually putting? So apparently, it has to do with the pizza, that taco pizza that everybody wanted back, and they finally gave it back to the world. Well, apparently, like, the way they advertised the ingredients and what was supposed to be on the taco pizza was not what was on the taco pizza. Some lawyer is now going to sue them. And I just,
Is he talking just about like a list of ingredients or what's
Exactly.
pictured?
yeah, I guess like whatever they said was going to be in there on the commercial wasn't what's on the pizza. I don't
See,
know.
this is where I have a problem, America. I
Yeah.
have for two reasons. If you're someone that's going to Taco Bell that really cares that it's missing a particular ingredient
right.
enough to take legal action, you got to think when you sue, you have to fill out a whole bunch of paperwork.
No,
Then it's got to be reviewed by a judge.
no.
And honestly, it still has to be heard. So you still have to hold court and it's got to come before not necessarily a jury, but at least it's got to be reviewed by the judge and Taco Bell's got to send a representative.
no.
You're just wasting valuable time and effort. But you're either doing it because you're very upset you're not getting that particular ingredient, or you're just trying to get some money for false advertising.
But also shout outs to Taco Bell because we're talking about them and they didn't have to pay a dime. They just had to let the
Not
press
yet.
know.
It depends on.
But
whether
even
or
if
not
they
win.
spend $5 million and everybody talks about it, that's probably cheaper than a Super Bowl ad. It definitely is.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely
right,
cheaper than
right.
Super Bowl.
So I mean, it's
I
just
feel like you're like
Taco Bell.
and we've seen it
What's
too.
$5 million to Taco Bell? Please
Right.
remind me.
All these bigger chains, Coca-Cola,
stupid.
Taco Bell, like
The peanuts.
you don't need to advertise
Oh, I
anymore.
burned my
like,
coffee.
Simply Greek, you guys need to advertise because those things are popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
And I don't hear anything until I drive by, and I'm like, oh, look at
there's
that.
one.
There's a Simply Greek.
Hmm.
So what are they looking to get out of it?
I don't know.
Some
$5
restitutions?
million. They want $5 million.
$5 million.
So they'll probably
Because
settle for a $5
Yes,
coupon to Taco Bell.
some of you guys really don't. You spend $5 million on toilet paper if you eat at Taco Bell that much, bro. Come on
Yeah.
now.
I hope the guy that escaped Miami and finally, like, you know, whenever you see these fans run on the field, you're always like wondering what happens afterwards. And on the 9/11 game, I was fortunate enough to sit next to a police officer from Harlem, and he's a detective.
Working
and-
in Harlem, not
yes,
from Harlem.
but working. Yeah, he
Okay.
works. He's the detective in Spanish Harlem. And, you know, I was like, hey, I know you've been at some of these games and you've encountered situations like that. What happens? He's like, that guy will be home before you. So the guys that run onto the field and get tackled and handcuffed, like, yeah, they get processed or they just get sent home. Like, you know, they'll take down their information. They'll
And
process
they
them.
get a court date later in the mail.
Yeah,
saying you were
exactly.
an
Like
idiot.
they're not really
Oh,
sitting in a
alright.
jail cell for, I mean, unless they're absolutely obnoxious or something like that. Most of the time they're sent on their way in the parking lot somewhere or at the police station and then they're sent home. So I was like, oh, that's really intriguing. I was like, man, I just wish one time somebody could get away. And it finally happened in Miami. And it was epic. So gentleman jumps onto the field, dabs up one of the players in center field, and then all of a sudden the one security guard is coming at him, right? And he jumps over the fence, goes into like this private area and zigzags his way through, and you watch him, his buddy's filming him, and he just books out of the stadium. It was impressive. Got to meet a player, got to shake his hand.
Definitely calculated though.
Oh,
Like
without a doubt.
He had his
He
escape
knew.
route plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, because like he probably learned from that guy who proposed to his wife or his fiance and got tackled. Did you see that in Chicago
No.
in the beginning of the year? This
Hold
dude,
on. Yes.
yes, takes a knee. He's like, "Will you marry me?" The whole crowd's like, "Yes."
He gets
And just, like,
rocked.
wasn't there a funny movie that makes fun of that? Like they reenact the Rudy thing, but like it's really too professional. Like they're like, "Oh look, the little guy's gonna make it," and then like two guys just like rip
It
him
was
in
like
half.
movie 43 or
Yeah,
something. It was
something like
something
that. Yeah,
stupid.
like not another teen movie
Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah, but
So I don't get the whole running on the field thing. Even if you're doing it just to say, like, what is that, a cool story to tell your kids? If you're protesting something or whatever,
yeah.
or like just streaking, I guess.
Wasn't there somebody in the Super Bowl a couple years ago that did it for an advertising thing?
Yes.
Or and then bet on himself that he would do it?
some situation?
Right.
I want to say it was more of an advertising thing.
Yeah.
Or it could have been protest. I don't know. If it serves a purpose, sure. But it's just a
I
drunk
guess.
person running around. It's like, come on, man. Like you're holding
Right.
up the game here. You're making it extra long for no reason. And I hate now that on TV they don't show it
Mhm.
because they're like, you're just giving this person what they want, the 5 seconds of fame.
I hate
and all
that too. I want to
It's
see
like,
it.
just show it, man.
Yeah.
Whether
I
you
wanna
show
see
it or whether we see a million videos on
Right.
X or Twitter or
Yeah.
Instagram afterwards,
Right.
like just whatever. Speaking of which, don't forget to check out our socials. Divide Live. Is it still called Twitter or is it called X?
X
Now
gonna
I
give
gotta
it to you.
change my
It's gonna
whole. I
give it
gotta
to you.
rewrite my whole spiel here just for Elon Musk.
Mhm.
Don't forget to check out our socials. Divide Live on X, formerly known or Twitter, formerly known as Twitter. Divide Live on Instagram, Facebook. Don't forget to check out our YouTube Live on the Fox Sports The Gambler page and also on the Give Us a Shot YouTube page. We are live, so in between the breaks, we have a nice little conversation. We tell you guys what's coming up next. You got some behind the scenes. Not as interesting as last week's behind the scenes. We weren't
No.
diving into any murders or anything like that.
No.
Well, I don't know. The night's still young. We can still
Yeah.
dive into some murders. But out of all the movies and stuff going on, we talked about Barbenheimer a few weeks ago. And now it's coming out. I just read this today that Japan, for some reason, does not find the whole Barbenheimer very funny.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
They don't find it very funny.
Uh,
Japan is super mad. The fact that we're just comparing Barbie and Oppenheimer, and for some reason just mixing the two. They're very upset. So you know what they started doing, and I'm sorry for even laughing.
What did they start doing?
They started making memes, making fun of 9/11.
Oh,
And little do they know, here in America,
we also make
we
fun of
also
that.
make
Yeah,
fun
it's
of it. We
sad,
love
yeah.
it's just it's like they started some of these memes, dude. I'll show you during the break. It's the meme itself's not funny, but how poor it is, like poorly done it is, makes it hysterical.
They're like nailed it. It's just so bad.
One of which is Barbie on Osama bin Laden's shoulders.
Oh my
It's
god.
so
Oh man.
so distasteful, but you really know.
Yeah, that's that. But also, like, that's the problem. And I think Christopher Nolan was annoyed about the whole Barbie and
He was
Oppenheimer.
annoyed for money reasons. He was
Yeah.
annoyed because you have too competitive, not realizing that people were going to do a double feature of the freaking thing. I mean, like, it's just this is America now. You
Mhm.
can't be surprised by anything. Yes, let's go watch this true event about
No.
one of the most tragic things that ended up ending a war, but also killing like millions of innocent people. And then let's go see Barbie,
Yeah.
a play doll come to life,
It's nuts.
which
man.
actually got really good reviews. I'm
Did
actually
it?
curious to see
Yeah,
what happens with the whole Barbie situation.
Jenny and Painter went to go see it. They said it was all right. There's a lot of innuendos that went over her head, Peyton. So
I feel like a lot of kid movies are like that.
yeah, and honestly too, I think it was PG-13. So we waited and got some other parents' advice about it before we even let Peyton go see it. And Peyton was like, it was all right. But what we're geared up for, and that's Ninja Turtles, and we're going to see that. I'm on vacation starting tomorrow.
Ooh,
And right after that watch party at Vesper for
Ooh.
SummerSlam. Second
Yes.
that ends, I'm on vacation.
Well, don't do
So-
too much. We're going to promote that next segment because I have the
Mhm.
perfect thing to talk about to lead right into that.
Is it the Kid Rock ball with the ball?
No, God, no.
Alright.
I never want to hear that thing ever again. Although, truth be told, now that you played that, I think the next time we're in a spot that does karaoke, that we have to do that song for karaoke.
Bang the dang dang.
Can you play just one more time for me?
Bang the dang dang. Diggy diggy dig. Said the boogie. Sit up.
Jump the boogie.
With the bar, the bang the dang. Dig, dig,
It's
dig.
the next lady that
Said
does
the
it for
boogie,
me.
sit up, jump the boogie.
You're gonna be trying to go to sleep.
That is
And-
literally. I'm going to
yeah.
wake up and that's
You're
gonna
gonna
be
get
my-
Murphy in bed, like she's gonna be sleeping. Becca's gonna be sleeping, and you're gonna be up all night going ball with the ball.
So I'm
bang,
gonna wake her
dang,
up.
diggy,
That's
diggy.
and inevitably I'll get home tonight and my wife will be asleep and I'm just gonna creep next to her side of the bed, nice and quiet, because the baby's sleeping and still sleeps in our room. And I'm gonna go, hey, ball with the ball, the bang, the dang.
Yo,
It's the-
so you talked about a lot of tragedies that have occurred. You know, one more recent was that Ocean Gate.
yes.
So have you seen what they're doing now? So the one founder of Ocean Gate, or
Oh,
one of
jeez.
the owners of Ocean Gate, the one that didn't die, is trying to build a colony on Neptune. Like, tell me that you would sign up for that. So they figured out,
Why?
they figured out that the gravitational pull, like around orbit, would be similar, like livable or habitable. Like so they could put a station up there for people to live in Neptune, which is like, dude, I think you should try something else with your money and invest.
I don't even know why
maybe
people
invest in
why does that
yo-yos.
interest people?
Like-
I haven't been to all 50 states yet.
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
alone like if you're that bored with Earth,
Yeah.
like where you've been I've seen everything
Yeah.
I need to see. Time for me to go to Neptune. Like, dude, come
Yeah.
on. You check out, I don't know, check out Charleston.
Yeah.
Charleston's pretty cool.
Two ways I don't want to die is suffocation and then also in water or space. You know what I mean? The lack of oxygen. No thanks. No thanks. I don't want anything to do with that. And this guy's providing both.
Yeah, he's like, I already had one tragedy happen
Yeah, what could we
underwater.
do
Where
crazy?
could the next? Where could you also implode? That's not water.
Could you imagine him going up to Shark Tank and like, hello, fellow sharks?
Yeah. Oh my god. We got to take a quick break. Oh man, but I don't want to from all this uplifting conversation. Coming up next, Vince McMahon's in some hot water again. Who would have thunk it? Stay with us, Philly. We'll be right back. This is Divide Live on Fox Sports The Gambler.
What did he do? You're not gonna tell me.
I will.
That's
I will.
4.5 inches is huge. bro.
I love it when he says that for some reason. I love it when he says that.
That's weird.
He was served a subpoena
Yeah,
for a
let's go.
federal grand jury. Government's investigation into alleged hush payments made by McMahon is still going.
The bang, the dang, dang, diggy, diggy, dig, sit the boogie, sit up, jump the boogie. With the bar, the bang, the dang, diggy, 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 sit the boogie, sit up, jump the boogie.
I don't know why I find this so funny. I can't help
Because
it.
you can picture, like, I haven't
I picture
seen the
toothless-
video
yeah,
of who's
they're-
singing it, but
yeah.
I can picture
Yeah,
who's, you know what I mean? Does
Yeah,
that
they're-
make sense, guys?
they're like 40, they're 40 to 50 years old, but they look like they're 70. They don't have
I
teeth.
got news for you, man. We're so old at this point. If you were a fan of Kid Rock, you're over 35 at least. There's there's no way you're not over 35.
Mm.
It's sad. It's so sad.
Have you golfed at all or anything?
Not since the outing.
Mm.
I do want to get out soon.
Yeah.
We can use your golf gift certificate.
Yeah,
We could
from
do that
last
for-
year's birthday.
We can do that from your birthday.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to do it around
It's a
those types
full
of
year.
events. She knows I'm
Yeah.
bubbling, man. I told her, I'm like, I need to get out.
Friday. We could go Friday if you're. Oh no, you work at the winery, right?
At night, and then I watch the kid during the day.
Mm-hmm.
The best days to try to get that done would be Tuesdays or Thursdays because she's also home. Well, she's working from home, but
Good to know.
yeah, man, we'll set something up. We'll do some stuff.
You can bet the Ranchie on Franchi.
All right, YouTube, we're going to get
Deep
back to it
right
and close
center.
this thing out.
You're listening to The Divide right here on The Gambler.
And we are back, everybody. The Divide Live on Fox Sports The Gambler. Don't just forget to check out the Give Us a Shot network for all of your apparel needs. We got everything from Bro V1s to Yankees, Mets, and Philly funny t-shirts. T-shirts you're not going to see in any pro shop, that's for sure. Or any
T-shirts
sort
you currently see if you're watching YouTube on Corey right now. Nobody beats the Riz.
Although lately everybody's been beating the
No.
Riz.
Oh,
He did
sounds
have,
like-
he did a single the other night, but
Yeah,
you know,
he's
no,
been
not like
struggling.
that. I'm sure. Well, maybe like that. He's a professional baseball player. You gotta hope someone's doing it.
Still, my favorite thing was when he shunned that dad. Like that was being
Oh,
a jerk
God.
to him. That was great. Like, hey,
I feel, you know what it is? Like, I catch myself feeling bad for these $1 million athletes because when you're in a slump, like Todd will tell you, it sucks. And it's
Yeah.
just it becomes more mental than physical, and it's just not good.
no,
Especially even we'll add Philly to the mix. Like
Trey
even-
Turner.
yeah, like just come on. I mean, New York market, Philly market, just in these big cities to have a slump, really, it's not good. And he knows it. No one knows it
No.
more than the guy that's walking up to the bat, barely batting his weight.
I was gonna say that in the Yankees world, the other guy that knows it right now is Cashman because this whole week the fans are chanting "Fire Cashman."
Yeah, and they need to. The fact that they extended
Mm.
him is ridiculous. And look, I think Boone should go before Cashman.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, Cashman's done a lot of good for the organization. But the
Fair.
fact that Cashman, what did he say this week? He said, the Yankees are in it to win it.
Yeah, it was such a corny
What?
line.
What are you looking at, bro? We're not in anything. We're hanging around to hope to be in it. That would be a more fair statement. Yeah, we're kind of hoping that we make something happen. We're in it to win it. We're not in
Yeah,
it.
I'd be like, we got a shot.
Yeah.
We're not mathematically eliminated.
Oh, yeah, exactly, man.
So
Don't have that E next to us yet.
But you know what? Like, it also like stinks to be a fan of on the other side, like I am, right? Like, so the fact that we're like, yeah, we're not in it, like, kind of sucks. And like, I get it. Like, things could still happen. A lot of the guys, Tommy Pham said a lot of good things about the Mets organization. Mark Canha, when he left for the Brewers, he said great things, and he was like, "Hey, look, there's still a great ball club over there." Like, so I know it sucks, but it's reality, and I think it's a good business move. You hit me, and I think Bird hit me with this quote, and I was like, "See, money doesn't buy championships." And my only argument to that is, yeah, but it could definitely buy dynasties. And you saw that. Yeah. So, I mean, look, it's hard, especially in this day and age with analytics and all these geniuses that help small markets build baseball teams. You can't buy him as much as you
Well,
could.
I would argue you can't really call any team for any sport a dynasty unless they're winning championships.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and you see the funny thing is the stuff about sports. Jamal had this argument I think it was last week, about how
you watched
about LeBron.
I'm just kidding.
And yeah, right. And how they want to do a statue of him or something like that, or they want to retire his jersey. That's what it is.
While
The
he's
Lakers.
active?
The Lakers want to retire. They something came out where they wanted to retire his jersey as a Laker. When other than a bubble championship, he's been either missed the playoffs or been eliminated in the playoffs in the first round while on the Lakers. So it's just because it's like any amazing player. It's like if Ohtani were to go, that's a bad. Who am I trying to say? Because I will say it. If Ohtani has this amazing career and then plays a season for the Mets, and the Mets are like, we're retiring his jersey. He played for us. We're retiring. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
maybe they're going to retire LeBron's jersey for that amazing school that he built that everybody's flunking out of.
that's the problem, man. And I feel bad for LeBron. So if you didn't hear, LeBron put his name and his money towards a whole bunch of school.
But he also put the
Whole bunch of schools.
taxpayers' money is 75% funded.
Right.
So he's funding the other 25%.
Yes.
Right.
And the
So-
schools out in Akron are not the best.
No.
But neither are the teachers out there apparently either, because
Right.
everybody's failing in that score. They're
Yeah.
not failing, but they haven't met, I think, like the math requirements. They're below.
Yeah.
And it stinks because, you put your name on that. This is a guy I was just trying to do something good with his money.
Right.
LeBron's not walking through these schools
Right.
other than the occasional pop-in visit, like, hey,
Right.
just don't forget, I still believe in you type deal.
Um,
So it's a shame. And especially in those types of schools, man, it happens in New Jersey all the time. It's not a private school, but it's a charter. These charter schools, a lot of the money that's given to them does not go where it needs to go.
No.
And I'm talking for the students or the teachers. It usually goes to, the people higher up.
No.
And they're just corrupt.
That's
It
why your
doesn't
computer
matter.
doesn't work.
It's exactly right. It's unreal.
To quote the Sheffield Shuffler, it's not like anybody's been murdered in this school or anything. So I guess he's doing a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a win.
Actually, there was somebody who was
Seriously?
murdered. Yeah, he was beaten to death by his classmates.
But he wasn't shot.
Yeah, he was not
But he was
shot.
no school shootings.
Yeah, that's good. Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
God, America. All right, let's jump over. Vince McMahon was served a federal
Oh, America, jeez. Let's brighten up the mood. Vince McMahon.
was served a federal grand jury subpoena this week after more than a year entangled with these alleged hush payment scandal. WWE exec chairman Vince McMahon had a federal grand jury subpoena executed on him through federal law enforcement agents and a search warrant effective last month, according to a company disclosure. This was this whole reallocating funds, making, basically this hush money exchange, and they're figuring out where this money came from, because he allegedly paid to squash some sort of sexual harassment claims over the last few years, which is bad for a guy that's basically just stepping back into the limelight.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because he's so cocky, he's arrogant. I mean, it's probably it is the reason why Stephanie McMahon stepped down. He just doesn't want. It's like a real life Secession, or right? Is that show or whatever?
I don't know. I
Succession?
don't watch it.
Yeah, whatever. But he's just so pompous and arrogant. And I get it. You built the WWF and you've made professional wrestling, and you're the king, and you're this. You got this trot and this walk, and you were very entertaining. But also, it turns out you're pretty much a dirtbag. So, it's time to move away. It's time to get out of the WWE. Just move away. Just go. You probably got looking at you in 5 years tops left. Go enjoy it, man. Get out of here.
Yeah, and in the grand scheme, it's a shot in a bucket. $3 million total, I think, was what they had said came out for this hush money for this sexual scandal. And the scandal was just basically one of his employees that said whether they felt pressured or whether he was just trying to keep it quiet for everything.
Yeah, it sounds like he had relationships.
Exactly.
And he would pay the people off for not to rat him out or whatever.
Damn, $3 million for that. And that's nothing.
That's a lot of money.
This man's made so much money over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, long story short, they're finding out where this money came from, blah, 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 figuring out, because it's just ongoing payments.
Yeah.
I
mean, the good news is he's not really on TV anymore, which is great because he's got a real creepy like mustache and plastic surgery.
He does.
So if you come to our watch party on Saturday,
There we go.
at Vesper in Center City, $50, all you can eat, all you can drink, buffet included, just $50. That's cheap. You ever go to Center City, there's no meal you could get for $50. And my wife was looking at the menu, and the food looks amazing. So we're excited for it. We're going to be there. Watch party with Q102, Buster from Buster and Bex. Fox Sports The Gambler, Sean Brace, his whole crew will be there. I will be there. And the Give Us a Shot guys are taking over and creating the live stream and producing the whole thing. So Jerem will be behind the scenes. Me and Ty will be on the floor. And we're dressing up, man, and we're excited for what we're dressing up. And
Are you going to tell people what you're dressing up?
No,
as, or they have to go.
You gotta come, or you gotta
dress
join.
up?
And if you can't go, you gotta pop on that live stream for me and go there. Before we get out of here, we got like 30 seconds. I want to talk about this Clemson player
Mhm.
created an OnlyFans, and he was putting his teammates' pictures on this OnlyFans, and he got caught.
Of like
So we're on the same football team.
locker room pictures.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. And he got caught. It's fresh, so I don't know. We're recording early, guys, because we got to get ready for Vesper. But that's crazy. He was taking pictures of his teammates, and he got caught
Man,
with
I don't
it.
want to say something to get me in trouble.
Well,
Here.
here's what's funny. My friends, they were joking during COVID, like, hey, like, let's just take pictures of our feet or like our wives' feet and like start an OnlyFans. When they're like, where's all this extra money? I have no idea. You should take a nap,
God,
sweetheart.
man. I hope. Okay. I'm trying to phrase this where I don't get canceled.
You got
Here's
10
what, okay.
seconds.
Here's what I hope happened in that whole situation. I hope everybody knew that was happening and they were splitting the money, and that's just the one fall guy,
Fair.
and they all
Yeah.
don't get punished. That's
You
what I
coulda
hope
You could have. It's a great idea if everybody
is on board.
Is on board.
If
Horrible
if
idea.
it's the other thing, that's awful.
Awful.
Absolutely awful.
Absolutely awful.
Don't condone that at all.
Well played. Take us away.
All right, guys. Definitely check out this Saturday's SummerSlam events if you can't check out the live stream. Otherwise, you will hear from us next week. This was The Divide Live on Fox Sports The Gambler.